Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here at my next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 The Nickelodeon Show episode review. This one is going to be for Season 2 Episode 17, Neutralized, which of course features the return of the Neutralizer after a good few episodes. I can't actually remember the last time we saw him. It might have actually been Season 1, but I'm not really sure. The huge breaks in this show really do make me forget a lot of things. But either way, I know that this was basically the introduction episode to this character. We didn't know a ton about him before, and we know a little bit more about him now. But overall, this was a good episode, though I definitely felt it could have been a bit more overall plot focused. This was a nice way to use two of your kind of villainy characters that you had running around because, as I said before, this show has a lot of characters, especially villains, that aren't necessarily main villains, that are just kind of doing nothing out there. So having two of them team up was a great way to use two of them, and used them pretty effectively, I think, for this episode. And overall, it was very solid. So effectively, this was a Raphael and Casey Jones focused episode in terms of like they got the focus among the main characters, and of course Slash and the Neutralizer got some attention as well. So getting into some specifics on the episode, the key plot of the episode in terms of our main characters is obviously that Casey obviously isn't as good as the Turtles, and Raph definitely saw this happening in a couple of the early scenes of the episode, and so began to get even more kind of harsh on Casey, that he couldn't keep up with them. He was getting himself into dangerous situations, and they tried to play up this kind of comparison between Raph and the Neutralizer in the two kind of duo partner relationships. I don't think it kind of came across as well as it maybe should have, because the only real comparison was that they said, like, I'm not people or something like that. It was a kind of a weird comparison to make, though I kind of got what they were going for, and that fundamentally I think that what they were trying to do is that Raph and Slash are good people at heart. They just kind of got mixed up here, like Raph not caring about Casey's feelings, and the Neutralizer just not caring about anyone's feelings, and then through that Slash learning to that he does care about people and that he's not meant to be a bad guy in a way, and that was the key thing about this episode, and that for me Slash came out of it as kind of the one of the most interesting character I think from the episode, and he had more meaningful character development than Casey or Raphael or the Neutralizer overall, just because he had that emotion kind of thing connection throughout the episode to deal with. Like, the Neutralizer was willing to do anything at any cost, and even though Slash had said that earlier on in the episode in the flashback when they met, he didn't really mean it at heart. That he was kind of putting on this show of being this kind of bad guy who's going to do anything. But the Turtles, and especially Raphael, have had a good influence on him while he was still just a little turtle, and that he does care about other people. He doesn't want innocent people to get killed in the taking down of the Krang. They definitely could have been a bit more clear about what exactly they were doing. That was probably the biggest kind of disconnect of the episode. I didn't really know what their plan was overall, other than the Neutralizer had something planned and he's an alien. And I get like he was captured, and that was one of the reasons that the two of them hated the Krang, and they were trying to get this plutonium to help run their teleporters, but also do something else. And then fundamentally, they just wanted to destroy the whole Krang by stealing their weapon. But the plot of the episode wasn't really about that. That was just like, this is our way to introduce these two characters, when really the episode was primarily the character focus, what it was meant to be. No April in the episode, which was disappointing. No Splinter in the episode, disappointing as well. And I always have to say it every time April's on the episode. So she for me is definitely one of the most interesting characters, and I think there's just so much they could be spending time on with her, and especially in the episode that just after her father has been kind of changed back to a human, not mutated anymore. I think it was a little bit weak that they kind of just said, nope, they're not in this episode. You're going to have to wait another few weeks or whatever until we get to see the reunion effectively between April and her father fully, really. But yeah, going back to the more key points of the episode, the resolution to the whole Casey Jones isn't as good as the Turtles thing worked as well as you could have expected. It wasn't anything spectacular. He came back at the moment when he was needed with the kind of exploding hockey pucks, and ended up getting like the killing blow on the Krang machine with the really good shot showing that he may not have the athleticism and skills of the Turtles, but one of the skills that he does have is kind of that kind of accuracy with kind of his hockey skills. So that was cool that they brought that in. But the conclusion, Raph learning to accept Casey regardless of how good he is or something like that, basically just accept, it's better to have a friend than just a super skilled person, because I think that was the fundamental theme of the episode, that the Slash, his friend being the Neutralizer, was cool and all, but Neutralizer didn't actually care about him. He was kind of just using Slash as like a skilled person, basically, while Raph actually respects Casey as a friend, and the skills can come in time. That was really what was meant to be gained, but that definitely was meant to be the main thing. But I definitely came out of it preferring the journey that Slash went on throughout the episode, and that it wasn't the most impactful like flashback in terms of how they met, but it was an interesting backstory nonetheless. There was actually really funny moments in the episode. One of them I thought was just brilliant kind of physical comedy, that being Donnie revealing how he got the kind of filming cockroach onto Slash. I thought that was a brilliant scene where they just kind of flash back and show, in the middle of our fight I planted it on him, and you think it's going to be this like epic thing, but no, he's just like, and then he just gets punched and he's like I thought that was a really funny way to do it. Because usually when you flash back like that, it's the hero does something epic, but no, Donnie multitasked. While he was getting beat up, he put the tracking roach on him, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, there was a nice moment early on in the episode where Leo really showed his leadership, and everyone just, went with it. No one questioned him, and I like that. But again, this has happened before, where the Turtles have like accepted Leo's leadership, and then the next Raph-focused episode has been, hey, I don't like your leadership, I think I should be leader. So I really think they can't go back to that, and I hope they won't. I hope the show has developed since then. There's not a whole lot to the episode, because as I said, nothing really super nothing in this episode really impacted the overall story, because the main story really does revolve a lot around April, and then Shredder, I suppose, is coming back into a full force with the whole cliffhanger in one of the previous episodes. He has some plan, he wants something mutated, potentially himself. So some stuff coming down the line. Hopefully the show gets to it quicker, because there's how many episodes left? It's 26 in the season, this was 17, so 18, 19, 20, so still 9 episodes left in the season. They've got a good amount of time, but realistically, the show's probably going to be season 2 done in about 2 months if there's no breaks in airing, and they do a 2-parter to finish it off. So they should be getting more plot focus towards the end of the season. Next episode description isn't looking too promising in terms of it being plot focused. Living Pizza should be fun, but I'm definitely predicting more of a turtle LARPing episode than say this episode, or a Shredder focused episode. But yeah, this one was of the episodes that have not been very plot focused. This was good. I'll say it again, I really did appreciate the use of multiple villains and giving them a reason to team up, other than just we've got 10 villains to use, let's just have them team up against the Turtles. This one worked. A little disappointing how it kind of came to an end, and that Slash just went off. Neutralizer kind of potentially disappeared, and they thought he was killed, and then he just comes back. It's just a thing where nothing meaningful happens to any of the villains, and that they're all still around, and we're nearly 2 seasons through in the show, and like no villain has been killed off at all. You know, they've all been defeated, but they're all coming back. And with so many villains, it's just getting a little bit repetitive. I want something meaningful to happen. And then obviously Slash kind of turned around and like was more accepting of Raphael again. And there's definitely the potential, you know, for Turtles and Slash team up to kind of come down the line, where when like they really need him, he appears. But again, you know, it was just like I need to go off my own solo, and it's like I can see, you know, he's just going to be a bit part character, come in when needed, but I wish they'd do something more meaningful with him. And the Turtles definitely themselves need something more important, because they really are relying on bringing the other characters in to just have something meaningful in the episode, when they could do something really important with the characters. But right now it's April, Shredder, and these other characters who are the really ones you really want to see more of, which is kind of bad to say because the Turtles should be that. They are the title characters, and I feel over the course of these 2 seasons, they've been the ones that have got like almost the least amount of character development. But still, the show remains very well made, very well written, but it just needs to be more consistent and more plot focused, I think. So that's been my review of Newtralized, I mean. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with my review of Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, issue 29, I believe. So yeah, let's look out for that tomorrow. So for this video, thanks for watching, and bye.